Welcome to Whitetail Rendezvous Podcast. This is Bruce Hutchin, host and executive producer. Each week, you will hear tips, techniques, strategies, and personal stories from some of the best and funniest whitetail hunters in North America. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you do, tell a friend on social media. If not, tell me and I'll make it better. Thanks for listening, folks. Joining us is Robbie Knickman. Robbie is Camo Thug Outdoors. What does that mean? Well, he came out of the low rent district of Baltimore and survived. He's a survivor. He's a street survivor, and he's created something called the mix. And the mix is taking the hunting world by storm. Simply because it works. It's an attractant and some minerals thrown in there. But more than that, if you read all the testimonials, the mix will get you pictures, says Dave Cagle. And pictures are what we need to take inventory of what's on our ground. And the mix does that for them. And we've used the mix in parts of Wisconsin. And I can tell you, I call them the popsicles. They work. They're an attractant that the deer love. They pick up the scent and they come and they just hammer them. And so if you got trail cameras by them, they work. So make sure you can use it in your area. But if you can, try out the mix, and you can find Robbie on Facebook and get all his information. But he's going to share who he is, what he does, how he hunts suburban deer in the state of Maryland, and how he closes the deal each fall. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Robbie Knickman from The Mix. Hey, folks, Bruce Hutchin, host of Whitetail Rendezvous. I'm heading out to PA, and Robbie Knickman, and Robbie's a good friend. This is third or fourth time on the show. I don't know, but he is the creator. Well, he and his daughter are the creator of The Mix. Robbie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bruce. Glad to be here again, buddy. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine. I'm glad you're there. Last night, folks, the tornado went through their neighborhood. So how's that coming out, Robbie?
A lot of trees are down, a lot of wood chipping. We're going to have a chainsaw party tomorrow. But it was not a lot of devastation. There's just a lot of trees down. Some people got roofs ripped off. But besides that, nobody got injured, thank God. So it's just a lot of mess with the trees and stuff, debris everywhere, stuff like that. Just basic all cleanup, which I hate.
Yeah, and this is September 5th. The storm held. We're doing the show on September 6th. And so Robbie he and his daughter created something called The Mix. Now, Robbie, let's go back and let the listeners know what the heck The Mix is, and we'll unpack it from there.
Basically what The Mix is what I call an unorthodox deer attraction. I started out with just a regular mix, which is a regular deer attraction, which is I took some stuff to the woods one day, put it out in front of a camera next to my deer feeders, and we got pictures of deer hitting that, and they never touched my feeders. So, like I said, I made some phone calls. Believe it or not, I talked to Doug Roberts a lot. Almost every day I talked to Doug from Conquest Scent. I talked to his son Talon a lot. And they basically gave me the rundown on the deer's nose, their nutrient factor, what they like, the mineral context. So I had the mix out for a while. Then I came out with the Mega Mix, which is the mix mixed in with a bunch of mineral and nutrients. We got that out. That's doing really good. Now I've got my third product out. It's called the Super Mix. Super Mix is all powder form. There's no clumps. Everything's powder. 3 times the mineral, 3 times the nutrients of the Mega Mix. And probably March 4th, I'll be bringing out a new product. I ain't named it yet because I have someone help me out, but we can't say who this person is because if people find out who it is, he can lose a lot of sponsors and stuff. But he gets to name it. That'll be out in March. And this product there's no mix whatsoever in the new product coming out in March. The new product coming out is March. It's going to be basically for antler growth and body nutrients for an early season. That's all this product's going to be good for. But when it comes to hunting season, though, you want to pull big deer in, and it's already been proven now going on 2 years. You start putting the Mega Mix or the Super Mix out, you're going to pull the deer in your spot, and you're going to hold them. They're not going to leave. Cause I'm telling you, once the deer get a taste of that stuff, they're hooked. It's like, I think you, Bruce, was the one who didn't name the deer crack. Everybody calls it that now because, like I said, come back digging a hole for it constantly every day. One guy put on the log, it was like 4 foot high, I think. I think the log's down to about a foot high now. But then he kept dumping the mix on it, and the deer were just destroying the log, digging around it. He got holes underneath of it. So for being something weird or something unorthodox, it works great. And believe it or not, like I tell people, where my product works for everything. It works with the big and J stuff. It works with the happy herd. It works with the big time. So if you guys are using any of that kind of product, you add the mix into it, and I guarantee you're going to you're going to entice more deer in your net. And I'll give you a prime example. And you guys can go on Facebook. My buddy Dave Haler is one of my newest field staffs. He's been hunting the spot for 25 years. This is his first year using the mix all year. And the deer he got on his property now, he called and thanks me every day because he ain't never had deer this big, 10 to 15 bucks in each picture, but they're huge. I mean, huge. And I think some of them bucks are going 140, 150 for feeding on the mix. He has pictures of fawns. The fawns are so healthy, they're almost bigger than their mothers already from eating on the mix all summer. I mean, it's just pretty wild, man. Actually, this year I'm really busy, and believe it or not, with only me doing it, it takes a toll on me. But I like doing it because I knew I was getting into when I first, got into this business. But seeing all the results from the people who's been using the mix for a year or two now, and seeing how big their deer got, it's just crazy. Especially one he calls Bullwinkle. That thing looks like a freaking elk. That's how big it is. I mean, when he shows the pictures on my page, on my Camo Thug Outdoors group page on Facebook, his rack takes up the whole picture. I mean, his G1, G2s are about between 14 and 16 inches high. I mean, the deer is massive. And he said he ain't never had deer this big on this spot, and he's been hunting this spot for 25 years. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's
What
not
about those
crazy in a bad
popsicles? You still got those
way.
popsicles?
Believe it or not, a lot of people with the deer pops are getting them for bears. Bears are tearing them up. So are the deer. B&B Outdoors, my buddy Edward, he got 6 of them. He hung them out. They were gone in 2 days. The deer just hammered them. I mean, he had pictures of 2 or 3 deer on it, butting it all at one time. They only lasted, I think, 3 days tops, and he bought 8 of them. He just ordered 10 more. So the deer pops are still going good. But so far, since everybody wants big racks, everybody's been ordering a lot of the Mega Mix and Super Mix. It's like I said, the super mix has got 3 times the mineral, 3 times the nutrients. So the deer get a lot of nutrients. And I've been trying to stress lately in the hunting industry that you got to take care of your deer because I noticed after deer season, people stop feeding their deer. Okay, well, hunting season done. I'm done feeding the deer. So I'm trying to stress and educate people because I've been doing a lot of research. Is the first winter is the hardest on the fawns. If you don't keep food out there for your deer, none of them fawns ain't gonna make it because they're not strong enough. That's why I keep telling people you can take a bag of corn, take one of my 3 pound bags a week, throw 50 pounds of corn out, dump my 3 pound bag of mix on top of it. Then deer got food, then deer got nutrients, and lion and fawns are going to survive, especially if you have a harsh winter. Because everybody knows most fawns don't survive if you have a real harsh winter; they die because no not enough food and everything else. So I've been trying to stress that a lot lately about, even though deer season ends, continue to feed your deer. Take care of your herd. Because I know I have. I didn't hunt my spot all last year. And my buddy Starling went up there on his tractor the other day. We put out, the week before, me and Kaka put out buckets full of the mix. Well, he's up there sitting on the tractor running. He's got 4 deer 10 yards from him. They would not leave the feeders. So he's sitting there on a running tractor, them deer are feeding the feeders and they're staring at him like we're not running away. And that tells you something right there. If you got an animal that don't like people and the guy sitting there on a tractor with a bunch of corn on the back and you got your deer feeding and the videos on my group page, the deer are standing there. They didn't go nowhere. They kept on feeding. So that's pretty wild. I was kind
That's
of
real
surprised when I
wild.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
So
real wild. That's for sure.
yeah, I ain't never saw them. You drive up, deer are gone. But you can see it on the video. Them deer stayed there. They didn't move, which was crazy.
Now,
Good, but
everybody out
crazy.
there, everybody else goes got a bucket of whatever, and theirs is the best bucket of whatever. In the business, why is it important, to feed these deer? You kind of mentioned to it about the fawns, in their first winter, but overall, why does this mineral, food, and the traction all make a difference for the deer herd.
Well, for one, food's going to help deer. Plus, the nutrients and attractions I have in my mix is the highest. The company I deal with has the highest nutrient factor. Deer's got to have nutrients. Like even when the winter, because when a buck, buck goes in rut, he loses what between 30 and 40, 50, sometimes more than that percent of his body weight from rutting. Well, he's going to need nutrients. And like I said, my mix not only is it like a I don't know, like their snacks has also got the nutrients and the vitamins they need to, help their immune system, give them more energy, help them, heal off from the rut. Because a lot of times, regular corn, they'll eat corn, yes, to survive, but then again, that corn's not putting nutrients in the deer. It's not giving the deer no vitamins, and that's what I basically keyed my super and mega mix on. Is I did some research on a good mineral, a good nutrient, and other vitamins that I put in there that I did research on. It's all in the bag and it's going to help them deer. It's going to help their immune system. It's going to put weight on them. It's going to help them, heal up quicker from the rut. It's going to help them doe survive. It's going to give them all food. It's just the nutrients. And this stuff's freaking awesome. And I'm not going to be honest. I was kind of nervous at first bringing it out because, yeah, I talked to this person, that person. They told me this. They told me that. So I put it all in a bag. I tested it myself first. When I brought it out, I was kind of nervous. I'm thinking to myself, well, are people going to see the same results I have? Are they going to see their deer get as big as my deer are down in Maryland where I hunt? And I started marketing. I started getting feedback. I started getting results. I think I only had one guy told me it molded up on him, which I don't believe that because I put out a 20-pound bag of super mix before we had our big snow back in January. Snow covered it up. I went in there 3 days later because I hunt right behind my shop also. I walked in there. Now we got 4 inches of snow. You can see where the deer dug to get to the super mix. None of that was molded. None of it was all good to go. Because the good thing with the super mix, with it being powder form, even the mega mix, if it gets wet, it's going to sink that mineral, as everybody knows, into the ground. That mineral is going to seep into the ground because we have pictures of deer eating dirt, deer eating logs from the mineral soaking into it. But nutrients in a deer is very important, and that's what I've been trying to stress with people. Make sure, I mean, even if you don't use my mix, you're using something else. And like I said, people often ask me, how come you never say you got the number one or the best thing on the product on the market? You'll never hear me say that because I don't think I do. I think I have one of the best on the market right now, but you'll never hear me say my stuff's number one. My stuff's the best on the market. Don't use this. Don't do that. I tell all my guys, if you find something else that works with the mix, use it. Or if you're using the mix, or if you're using something else, you want to throw the mix in, throw it in. But you'll never hear me say I got the number one product on the market because I won't do that because there's so much stuff out there, and for a fact, Bruce, there's all kind of stuff out there that's probably 20 times better than mine. But the good part is of me being just how I am, man. Use it, mix it in with whatever you're using, and see results. Like when people ask me, Robbie, I heard the mix does this, the mix does that. What can I do to see the results? I said, look, I'll send you a bag. You try it out, see for yourself. Like I said, because I got to tell people, I can sit here and talk the mix up like it's Superman of products, but until you actually see what I'm talking about for yourself, I mean, like they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words. So that's why, like, I had a lot of people saying, I don't think it works. I don't think it this. Well, a couple of guys got it, and now they're one of my best customers. I had one guy call up and tell me, why should he pay $11 for a bag of my super mix when he can go buy a 20-pound bag of corn and put out and it works just as good? And this is why I told him, I said, look, I tell you what, I'll send you 1 5-pound bag. I said, you put a camera on it, you dump out that 50-pound bag of corn, you dump my product next to it, and let me know what gets hammered first. And sure enough, he called back, I want some more. So it's pretty wild, man. I mean, it's weird. It's like, it's weird. It's unorthodox, but it works. It works great. And I'm really kind of shocked. And I'm still overwhelmed with all the attention I'm getting from it. I mean, it's pretty wild when I do live feeds. I got guys from TV shows chiming in, Colin from Conquest Sense. He's always on my live feeds. And that says something about it when they do that. I'm actually going to Michigan soon to tour to visit Doug Roberts from Conquest Sense and tour the farm with him. The Pigman tried to mix. The Ted Nugent tried to mix. So I mean that's pretty wild when you got people like that. Hey, send me a couple bags. Let me check it out. So that was pretty cool, especially Ted Nugent. That was pretty wild. I thought I was being. I thought it was somebody playing with me till he knows. But no, this is actually. He said, "You little monkeys." I knew that was Ted Nugent. I know how he says that. I
That's
was, with,
funny.
was at the sportsman show, and we walked over to Jim Shockey's booth, and I swear on the Bible, this is what the guy told me. Jim wasn't there that day because he had to fly home. But he said Jim knows who I am, and I swear to God, this what he said. He goes, he watches your live feeds. He knows about the mix. They had Kakai was there. He goes, is this the Kakai's name on my page is the boss lady, as you know. We all
Yeah.
call her. He had a hat for her. He had a T-shirt. They gave her a video, all from Jim Shockey. That made that little girl's day. And she
Oh,
found out
yeah.
that Jim actually watches our live feeds, and they all get a kick the way Kakai on my live feeds is always coming at me with a puppet or a doll, or she's trying to beat me up in my live feed videos. And that little girl is awesome. That little girl, I swear to God, she does. But when you got somebody like that, Jim Shockey telling, hey, he actually watches your live feeds. I mean, it went to my head a little bit, but that's pretty wild, man. That's pretty cool. I mean, same way with you, Bruce, when you first started. I was like, man, I hope this bitch don't let him down. And sure enough, it didn't. I always
Uh,
have that thought, is it going to work for him like it works for me? I even tell people, a lot of people, you're not going to get the same results, say, let's say if I put it out in Maryland, you put it out in Michigan or Indiana, they are different in each region, but they all going to eat the mix because the way it smells and the way it tastes. But you might not get 1,000 deer in one picture. You like everybody now said they're getting like some people 1 week they're getting all bucks from the mix, and the next week they're getting all does. Like a lot of people tell me, they're telling me now, Robbie, I'm getting nothing but does when I put the mix out. I said, well, that's good with the upcoming season. They go, how you figure? I said, think about it. Come end of October, where's all the bucks going to be at? Where the does are at? They're like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Rush starting out, them bucks are going to be where the does are at. So the more does you got in their area, the better you're going to hold them. That's like I don't know if you heard of the new show coming out, Unbroken Outdoors. Bucky and Matt Fitzenbaker.
don't know him.
Well, they're good guys too, man. They've been giving me a lot of pointer on like as far as doing videos because I'm this will be my first year trying to film, and I'm kind of nervous about it. But they've
You'll
been giving
do
me a lot of
fine. You'll do fine.
but yeah, so like I said, man, it's going to be a good year because I have a 28-person field staff team. They all been posting pictures every week of the mix. They go check their cameras every week. I mean, I'm actually got sponsors here. I got Prime One Camo, Ultra Pro X Cam. I got Element Custom Sense, which Element Custom Sense is, I'm telling you, I love this stuff. Every deer I shot last year, the wind was in my face. These deer came up behind me, never once smelled me. They have a soap, the apple cedar soap. Um, now, as you know too, Bruce, when you use some soaps, you wash and your skin feels all dried out and crackly. Well, with Elements, it actually moisturizes your skin, and it lasts for 24 hours. So once you wash, you don't get that dry, cracked up feeling. You actually feel moisturized. Your skin's soft. You're not feeling like you just went through a sauna or something like that. But I got to give you a big props to Element Custom Sense, Lloyd, because like I said, I hunted behind my shop last year for the first time, and it was almost the last day I had a doe. No, a week before the last day. I'm sorry. I had the biggest doe I ever seen in my life come in. Well, I ended up hitting her front side because she wouldn't turn. And when I walked up to this doe, Bruce, I ain't never seen a doe this freaking big. After I dressed her out, she was 176 pounds. Doe.
Jeez, that's a
And
big
in the bad parts, I had one, and this is no bull. I had one come in there before her, bigger than her, but I couldn't get a shot because he stayed in the thickest. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, "Oh man, watch that!" And the wind was in my face, right behind me. So I sit down and I go, "Dang!" And I happen to look over my right shoulder, and I'm like, and I look up and I saw two deer go behind me. So I easily turned to my left, and sure enough, this doe came off 15 yards right behind me with the wind right in my face. Walked up, never once smelled me. She stopped staring at me. I was up high, but she was staring in my direction. She wouldn't turn, so I put her right in the old brisker. She went about 20 yards and dropped. But I have never seen a doe that big in my life. If you go with body size, that's the biggest deer I ever shot, as far as body size wise. But she
yeah.
was huge. It took me and another guy. I tried dragging her out, and I couldn't do it by myself. That's how big she was. Because I had to drag her over a stream. So I ended up calling a buddy from work. Hey, come back to the yard, and I got a deer for you. Because they got this new law now that if I shoot deer in Maryland, I can't bring them over the PA line. You
Really?
got to have them. Well, it's because of that EHD and all that. That chronic wasting disease and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you shoot deers over PA line, you cannot bring the carcass over the line. So we had to have them butchered in Maryland, and you can pick up the meat, but you cannot transport deer now. From what the DNR up here told me, over state lines now,
Huh.
which
All
works
right.
for me. I don't hunt PA that much. I hunt Maryland. Our season starts Friday, and I can't wait. I'm fired up. I
How big a
got all
land do
my
you
stuff.
how big a land do you have?
The behind my work is about 3 acres, but it butts up to a bunch of woods. And down the spot that were all my big deer, and I mean, Bruce, I had big deer. I didn't hunt my spot all last year because they were building another warehouse on top of the hill. Actually, somebody that came down and stole one of our cameras. And lucky we had an old camera watching that camera, so I had to go up there and be a little rude to the project manager. But I got my camera back. Then now we got locks on them, but it's 3 acres. It butts up to a 6 acre piece of woods. And the good part is I'm the only one that hunts back there. Well, me and my one field staff, Sterling, we're the only ones in back there. And like I said, I got one deer. I started putting out the mega mix, and he showed up the end of last hunting season. I had never seen a deer down in this part of Maryland this big. I didn't end the hog, and from what I can tell this year, he's a 12 point with a drop tine, and I think his G1s or G2s are about maybe between 18, 19 inches high. He's big.
Jeez. He's a big deer.
Seen a deer. Well, you see deer like that in the Eastern Shore. I have never seen a deer like this. And the bad part is, Arundel Mills Mall in the casino is 3 miles down the road. And but the cool part is, I have a big 6 pointer in my wall in there. His G1, G2s are 16 inches long. He's 2.5 foot wide. Well, I shot that deer 2 miles from where I'm hunting at now. So I don't know what they were eating back there before I put the mix out. But he big. But the deal I got running around him now from eating the mix, and like I said, I fed him all last year. We didn't hunt back there. I think Sterling took out. We had a real old but doe. I mean, her face was. And you guys know after certain years, a doe stops breeding, she becomes a grocery store. So she's got to go. She's not doing your herd any good. And I've been stressing also a lot of the doe and the buck to doe ratio too. You got to keep that buck to doe ratio even. But he took her out, but we got some pictures this year. Some really big. I mean, I'll send you the picture. Some really big deer this year. Oh my gosh! When I sit there and I say, "Oh my God, holy!" Well, the S word. That's a big deer for me. The nearest house to me is about 100 and I think 140 yards away from me. But we're only allowed to use bows back there. But I'm telling you, man, it's what we call backyard hunting in Baltimore. And I think last year the biggest deer killed was in somebody's backyard. I think it was a 209-inch buck that
Oh
was
my
killed in a
goodness.
guy's. There was
But you
another.
live in Pennsylvania. You live in Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
how
but I
far do you
don't
got to
hunt yet.
commute? Yeah, but how far do you have
Uh,
to commute?
55 minutes,
One way?
under an hour. Yeah,
Holy
I work
smokes.
down in Baltimore, but yeah, it's like depending on traffic, 55 minutes to an hour, and I'm there. I'm
Well,
there.
when do you hunt? When do you hunt then? Right after work?
Yeah, like Friday, I'm going out to work because it's opening day, and then Saturday morning, I'm leaving here at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll get down there by I'll probably leave about 3:30. Get there at 4:30. Time I spray down, get all. I got to carry so much stuff in the woods with me now. I even had to go to get a new backpack, hold all the camera arms and stuff. The time I get all that loaded up and walk up the hill and get in my stand and get situated, then I'm ready to go. Sun comes up about between 5:15 and 5:20. The sun's been coming up lately, so I'm all ready. And I got some new little toys in my backpack, which I gotta send you a Jake's hunting hook too, Bruce. I don't know if you heard of them yet, the Jake's hunting hooks.
No, no. You got? Can you show me?
This is the Jake's hunting hook right here.
Oh, did you send me a?
Basically,
You sent me a copy of that. I think
yeah,
where it's a
but,
weight or something.
basically what it is, when we all been in the deer stands where we get up there, we take our glove off, or we take our hat off, we take our backpack, and what we do, we knock our glove down the tree, or we knock our hide out of the tree, or hopefully not your bow falls or your backpack falls. Well, instead of you climbing down to pick this stuff up now, you just unravel that, lower it down, you swing it, it hooks whatever's down there, you pull it back up. It's freaking awesome, man. I love it. A cool little adventure. My buddy Steve Billups. is a really nice guy, man. But he invented it and he sent me one, and I've been promoting him. And he always sends stuff for my fundraiser giveaways for that. But this is going to save a lot of people time. 'Cause me, I'm a klutz. The main thing I drop when I get my tree stand is my Pepsi, and I gotta have my Pepsi or I'll be no good. So instead of me climbing down now to get it, I just lower that hook down. I done tried it. That hook picks up arrows. If you drop a hat, a glove, it picks whatever you drop, it's going to pick up. And like I say, you just swing it down there, hook it, pull it back up, wrap it up, put it back in your bag, or it's got a clip on it. You can clip it on your backpack or clip it wherever you want to clip it. But I'll send you one. It's definitely a game changer this year. Cool little invention, man. It really is. And I've already been
Right.
playing with it in the back. I can't pick Kakai out with it yet.
So let's talk about backyard suburban hunting and give us a couple of tips. There's a lot of people listening to the show that do live out east and they know about suburban hunting. So let's talk about tips. One, how do you find the deer where they are?
Well, basically, what I did up there when Rob told me I can go up there and hunt because he told me he see deer up there. The main thing I look for is deer trails. That's what I look for. I want to see where the deer are coming in, what way they're coming in. Well, I noticed when you walk up his driveway, well, it's got a dirt road goes up the top of the hill. He's got an opening. So what I did is I walked up to the opening. I looked around. I looked for deer sign for as deer, deer droppings. I looked for rubs. I looked for scrapes. And like I said, I want to see the path where they're coming in there because as a hunter, if a deer is coming in the area a lot, that trail is going to be beaten down like an army ran through it, and that's basically what I look for. So what I did is when I first got this spot, I didn't invent the mix because I've had this spot, but almost 5 or 6 years now. I just started putting corn out, and I was using that donkey corn, believe it or not, and I put that out. I started putting cameras on it, and we started getting deer in the area. And I think every year I hunted there, I killed a deer. And now, ever since I got the mix going on, we've been feeding the mix. But I think for the biggest thing for suburban, I can say is the most important is make sure that it's legal back there and make sure you're not within 100 yards of any house, regardless. That's the biggest thing. 'Cause I know a lot of people, there's a couple of spots I want to hunt down there, but I can't because there's like houses every 50 feet. But the deer run through there. To me, I since we're knocking down all these woods and we're building all these houses and we're building factories, we're actually taking the deer's habitat and we're forced them to live in our backyards. I mean, they got nowhere else to go. I mean, if you notice, every time they build a building or a warehouse, I noticed myself lately is you start seeing more deer dead in the road. You start getting more human to deer car crashes in local neighborhood. You got more like last year alone, Steve, coming home, I ran into three different deer 3 different times I were hit by a car and still alive. And I think I don't know if you've seen a couple of my live feeds. I actually called the cops and stayed there until the cops came and put them down because they're on the side of the road. One was in the road just flopping around, still alive. So I went over there and drug her out. I actually hit a deer 3 months ago going to work. I got called in one night. I'm going down the road. This deer came out of nowhere and gave my work truck a new bumper. you know, but like I said, for suburban hunting, I would suggest look for droppings, look for deer signs. Try to stay away from the bedding areas. I made that mistake already. And just make sure all the neighbors know. Because I had the good part where I hunt at now is Rob let all the neighbors know that I'm back there. So I actually had a deer last year got killed. It ran and died in some guy's backyard in front of his kids. Which that guy was cool about it, but he knew it. He goes, "You must be Robbie." I said, "Yes, sir." He goes, "Yeah, Rob told us you were back there, so we don't mind." He goes, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I said, "What's up?" He goes, "What are you gonna do with that deer?" I said, "Why? You want it?" He said, "Yes." All right, well, let me drag it in the woods. Do what I gotta do to it. I'll drag it out and throw it in your truck. So, but like I said, man, let your neighbors know you're back there. Make sure you got permission. Keep a permission slip in your backpack, regardless. I mean, I have yet ran into the DNR where I hunt at, but you never know. There's always that first time. And if you're going to hunt, take care of the property. Keep it clean. Don't leave your trash up there, and keep your feeders out. Keep them filled. Keep your deer fed. But the biggest thing is look for sign because I have people actually take the mix. excuse me, put it in areas they never had deer before, and now they got deer all in there because of the mix. So, and I actually had Tommy Cook, another guy. He had a deer he called the mix buck. Well, he put the mix out. And you guys can go on Tommy Cook page and ask me. So I'm not lying. He put it in one area, this deer killed it. I mean, just came in and destroyed it. Well, so Tommy started messing with this buck. He put the mix a mile away and had pictures of the same deer coming into it. He put it a mile the other direction, got the same picture of another deer, the same deer coming into the mix. Well, his dad ended up harvesting that deer last year, but that deer was going around looking for the mix. Same thing with Dave Holler down there in Indiana, when I said Bullwinkle. He's got Bullwinkle on all four of his mix sites coming in eating the mix. And there's a couple of them, I think a couple of deer were fighting over it. Bears been eating it. There's a video on my page of two bear cubs fighting over the mix. That was pretty cool. Them bear cubs are rough. So we got a lot of bears eating the mix now too. So I even got pictures of coyotes and everything else eating it, which is crazy.
Now, how do I decide where to put the mix up to get the one attract the deer and then hold the deer?
The best thing to do is, you like I said, my stuff works in gravity feeders. I tell people, if you want to get the mix in your area, and say you got a feeder, pour the mix around your feeder first. Let the deer know there's something different there. Put out for the first 2 or 3 weeks, like I tell people, man, keep the mix outside your feeders. That way you can see for yourself how the deer are coming in. And if you have two feeders, alternate the mix so you can see for yourself that the mix is working. Like 1 week, put it by the feeder on the right. If you got, like I got two feeders on each tree about 5 foot apart. And the next week, put it on the other feeder so you can actually see where the deer are going to pass that feeder to get to the mix and vice versa. After 2 or 3 weeks of doing this, you're seeing the deer on your mix more and more. Then start dumping it in your feeders. Because what I suggest people, a lot of guys want 5 gallon buckets of the mix, which is very expensive to, excuse me, to smell because it's weight. So what I found out you can do is to save yourself some time, and people say I'm crazy for saying this, the money is when you order, if you order 2 5 pound bags of mix in a week, you can take 2 bags of corn and take that mix, them that total of 10 pound mix, turn it into 80 pounds. Now, what you want to do is, like I tell people, is you take a bucket in the woods with you with your mix and your corn. You want to take half that bag of corn, dump it in a bucket, fill about a quarter of the bag of the mix in there, mix it up with your hand, rubber glove on, or it doesn't matter either way. Mix it up, dump it in your feeder, dump some more in there, do the same thing, repetition in stages. So you're basically taking that 10 pounds of the mega mix soup mix, you're mixing it with your corn. That smell and all that other stuff is getting coated on that corn because all the powder and stuff in there from the mineral and stuff like that. So basically, you're taking 2 40 pound bag of corn and you're turning both of them bags of corn into the mix because you're mixing it with the mix. You're dumping in your feeders because you put out that 10 pounds of mix, it's going to be gone in one night. I had a guy buy 2 5 gallon buckets gone in one day. He dumped it out. The deer, once they start eating it, they don't leave it. So, like I said, people say I'm crazy for saying this, like I'm shooting myself in the foot. But if you take a bag of corn in your spot with you, an empty bucket, do it in stages. Pour some corn, pour a little bit of mix it up. Pour some more corn in, put the mix it up. That way, that mix is going to last you a little bit longer. And like I say, it's probably crazy for me saying that, but to me, yeah, I want to make money doing this to cover my costs. But then again, I didn't start Camo Thug Outdoors in the mix for money. I didn't start to be famous. I didn't start it to be, oh, I'm Mr. This and that. I mean, my nickname's now the Mix Man. Everybody calls me the Mix Man. I started this because, for one, my daughter likes it. My daughter's my world. And I get to spend so much more time with her in the woods. And to have her involved in hunting with me, she has her own bow now. She's got her own, well, she's going to get her own gun. I mean, the main reason I do this is for my daughter. We have so much fun together. And if you watch one of my live feeds, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just my little daughter. That's the main reason I do this. That's like, a lot of people call me, hey, Robbie, I'm disabled or I can't afford stupid on the mix. Then what do you want? I'll send it to you. People tell me I need to stop doing that. But like I said, yes, I want to make some money doing this to cover my costs. But then again, I didn't get in this to be rich, to get rich. I got on this to help people, which everybody knows I do a lot of stuff for the veterans. I do a lot of stuff for Nevin's hunting friends, disabled kids. When Kakai's appendix broke 3 months ago, her appendix broke. She had to have surgery, emergency surgery, because they broke that night. Well, they transferred up to Hershey Medical Center, the children's hospital. I have never seen a ward take so much pride and devotion into one kid. And it's like that hospital actually cares about what they're doing. They want us to come in. Okay, well, the doctor come in every 30 minutes. She okay? Checking her, Same day after surgery. Every 30 minutes, somebody came in the room checking on her because she had her appendix out, plus she had ammonia at the same time. And now the new fundraiser I'm doing for that medical center to raise money, which is a fundraiser giveaway. Already got a bow for first prize. I got all kind of stuff. And like I said, man, my main purpose for doing this is to help people. That's what I want to do. Because like you know, a lot of people can't afford, some of the stuff on the market, and a lot of people don't have money to have this or that shipped to them. So yes, I lose money here and there, but then again, putting a smile on somebody's face or putting a smile on a kid's face, like Johnny Ayers down in Texas last year took 4 disabled kids hunting over the mix. Within 45 minutes, each one of them 45 minutes of each other. Bang, 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 bang. Which that was pretty cool. So, but like I said, I just want to help people. Yeah, like I said, yeah, I want to, like I said, cover my costs. Like I said, I want to help people because I know how it is growing up, not getting in the woods that much, not having a lot. And, I just want to help people, Bruce. And you can ask anybody who knows me. That's what I do. That's why I do a lot of fundraiser giveaways and stuff like that. I just want to help people, and I want people to get out in the outdoors with the kids, put the mix out, and when that kid sends me a picture saying, "Robbie, thank you so much. Look at this I killed over the mix." To me, that's my payment right there. Because the problem with our kids these days, they play too many video games. You don't get outdoors enough, and that's why Kai is in the outdoors a lot. I don't want her on video games, and I don't know. Kids are the future of hunting, so we gotta keep the kids interested. Gotta keep in the outdoors. It's gonna be a dying sport if we don't. So
I
it's pretty
agree.
wild.
Well,
It's
Robbie Knickman, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. And give a shout out to whomever, and we're going to wrap the show.
I guess we'll give a shout out to the American Veteran Outdoors Association. We take a lot of veterans with PTSD and stuff out on hunting trips and fishing trips with their family. We can't forget about Nevin's Hunting Friends, LMA Custom Scents, Prime One Camo. If you guys are listening, man, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Rich Butler, Ultra Pro X Cam, YouTube. And we can't forget my buddy Nick Ambrosius Steady Form. Because of Nick, my bow's shooting 100% better with that Steady Form. And if you ain't got a Steady Form in your bow, guys, get a Steady Form, put on your bow. You're going to improve your accuracy, your distance, and your shooting pattern. Trust me, it works. It's freaking awesome. I love Steady Form.
Robbie, on behalf of thousands of listeners across North America, you're one of a kind, and I always love having you on the show.
I love being here, buddy. I really do.
We're heading out to Iowa, to the home of the Giants. Yes, everybody knows Iowa has some giant bucks. Well, Nate Keeney is going to tell us all about how a young man who's working on a farm, no, he doesn't own it, but he's working 2,000 acres, and that's his job. And so he's able to have a couple of honey holes on that land, plus he's got some other honey holes through his joining up with Extreme Element Outdoors. And those guys are putting together a great team in central Iowa, and you'll be hearing more from them. I've got Chris Enright coming up next week on the show, and he's going to talk about Extreme Element Outdoors. But back to Nate. Nate's just a gung-ho young man that loves hunting whitetails. If he isn't working, he's sleeping or hunting whitetails. Well, he's eating too. And by the way, Saturday coming up on the 9th, he's going to get married. So shout out to Nate. I know the show will be published later on, but hey, Nate, hope your wedding went great. So having said that, Nate Keeney is going to bring some keys to why he's a successful hunter. 1, scent control. 2, stand placement. And 3, he always watches the wind.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.